Hi, buddy. Let's get you far from regret. How frequently do you respond to circumstances that make you feel bad? Humans have a tendency to respond, yet occasionally this leads to more harm than good. Impulsive behavior can occasionally have more detrimental effects, such as causing a fight or destroying relationships. The strength of remaining calm resides in your capacity to restrain your emotions and make an informed reaction choice. It involves pausing, reflecting, and choosing how to respond in a way that is consistent with your values and objectives. You will gain the ability to maintain positive and fruitful relationships, improve self-awareness, and keep composure under pressure by using the advice we're going to give you. Let's get started with the 6 suggestions that will enable you to master emotional restraint and the power of non-reaction. Before starting the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. 1. Be aware of your emotions. Our emotions can seem to have a life of their own at times. They can be ferocious, powerful, and challenging to manage. Therefore, it's critical to step back and comprehend your feelings. Although you can't control how you feel, you can decide how to respond to it. Self-awareness has a role in this situation. Consider your emotions' effects for a time. Do they make you behave badly towards yourself or other people? Recognize the factors and red flags that push you in that direction. When you do, work on becoming more self-aware so you can stop yourself before you react. See if you're feeling furious, jealous, disappointed, or annoyed inside. Gaining control of your emotions requires being aware of how you're feeling. So keep in mind that knowing your emotions is the first step to controlling them. 2. Pace yourself and consider your thoughts. It's important to take a moment to gather your thoughts before responding to any scenario. It can be beneficial to take a moment to slow down your breathing and clear your head in order to prevent rash decisions that might be detrimental. Another way to give yourself time to reflect before saying or acting is to count to 10 or take a deep breath. Gaining perspective by thinking about the circumstance objectively is another useful suggestion for thinking about your views. You can better grasp the situation and make an informed decision about how to respond by taking a step back and doing some analysis. To identify the source of your emotions and organize your thoughts, you could also consider keeping a notebook. Meditation is a longer-term contemplation technique to think about. You can gain control over your thoughts and emotions by learning to calm your mind and concentrate on the here and now. You'll be able to make decisions with more clarity and develop a more thoughtful outlook on life with practice. 3. Select your reaction. Select your reaction when faced with a circumstance that stirs up our emotions. Our first instinct is frequently to react immediately without taking the situation's ramifications into account. Before selecting an answer, it's crucial to pause and think for a bit. Gaining better control over our emotions requires rejecting knee-jerk reactions. We can opt to consider the wider picture and choose the result we want to attain rather than lash out or protect ourselves right away. It's also crucial to check if our answer is in line with our values and objectives. By doing this, we can stop ourselves from acting rashly and make sure that what we do is consistent with who we are and what we stand for. Effective communication is essential when deciding how to respond. Any scenario can be much improved by speaking properly and gently, using I words rather than assigning blame, and attentively listening and empathizing. The best course of action, though, is occasionally to completely remove ourselves from unpleasant circumstances. This can entail leaving a dangerous or hazardous setting or asking for help from dependable relatives and friends. We may control our emotions more effectively, strengthen our relationships, and become better problem solvers in many facets of our lives by carefully picking our responses. 4. Communicate suitably. Healthy relationships depend on effective communication, but it's not always simple to do. Any conversation's outcome can be affected by the way we communicate. It's crucial to actively listen to the other person in order to communicate properly. This entails listening carefully to what they have to say and making sure you comprehend their viewpoint. Speaking in I statements rather than accusing or blaming others can keep interactions civil and helpful. Even when you're feeling emotional, maintaining composure and showing respect for the other person might put them at rest and encourage them to consider your point of view. Finally, it's critical to develop empathy in order to communicate effectively. Consider the viewpoint of the other person and try to understand it. It takes time and practice to build effective communication skills, but the work is well worth it. You can enhance the quality of your interactions and have more fruitful talks by carefully listening, employing I statements, speaking slowly and respectfully, and displaying empathy. 5. Delete yourself from unpositive circumstances. Negative situations can occasionally be too much for us to handle, which leads to poor reactions. When this happens, it is best to get out of there as quickly as we can. We are not giving up or conceding defeat when we leave a bad circumstance. It indicates that we are attempting to safeguard our mental and emotional well-being. To relieve our frustration, we can opt to take deep breaths, close our eyes and count to 10, or even go for a brief stroll. There is no shame in asking for assistance if a situation is getting out of hand. Clarity and a fresh viewpoint on the situation can be obtained by speaking with a reliable friend, counselor, or therapist. We occasionally require a pause in order to collect our thoughts, unwind, and discover inner serenity. This can be accomplished by yoga, meditation, or other soothing practices. Keep in mind that it's acceptable to put your mental health first. 6. Improve emotional resistance. Adopting a growth mindset will help you become more emotionally resilient by increasing your ability to handle stress and difficulties. To provide your mind and body the fuel they require to function at their best, practice self-care techniques like getting enough sleep, eating a good food, and exercising on a regular basis. 2. Create a network of supportive others who share your positive outlook and ask for help when you need it. 3. Keep in mind that obstacles and setbacks are necessary stages on the road to development. Take inspiration from them rather than letting them demoralize you. 4. Practice good self-esteem building behaviors and refrain from catastrophizing or negative self-talk. Finally, keep in mind to give yourself a break when you require one. If you are feeling overburdened, it is acceptable to take a break. By using these suggestions, you will increase your capacity to handle any trying circumstance that comes your way and keep up your emotional resilience. It can be challenging to remember to use emotional resilience every day, but with time and practice, it will come naturally. We hope that these pointers have given you a better understanding of the value of remaining calm and how to properly manage your emotions. It's vital to know how to react to your emotions in a healthy way, but it's normal to feel your feelings. Relationship building and dispute resolution depend on effective communication. Mutual respect and understanding are fostered when people communicate quietly and actively listen to one another's viewpoints. In some cases, removing yourself from a situation is the best course of action. It's critical to know when to leave a poisonous atmosphere or a conflict with a close friend or family member. It requires time and perseverance to build emotional resilience, which is a process that is ongoing. You can overcome obstacles and develop yourself by engaging in self-care practices and creating a network of uplifting people. Always keep in mind that having better relationships and living a more fulfilling life are the ultimate goals. We advise you to include these suggestions into your daily schedule and observe how your emotional intelligence and general well-being improve. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, and press the bell icon to get far from regret.